All right. Here we are. We're live.
Okay.
And things are going.
I'm just opening the stream up. I'm going to turn the volume off. Yee.
I'm right in front of Sag.
Here, you can move my wire this way.
Oh, okay, Mitt says he's just going to watch today. Okay.
I understand.
Mitt, are you going to join the chat? All right. So, I did a bunch of prep work today to get us ready for some fun stuff.
Nice. Rich, do you want to talk, see if they can hear you?
Yeah, I want to join the call too. You too. I'll talk through your microphone.
You can hear Rich?
I can. Okay, I'm going to close down some stuff I don't need. All right. And
Did you hear that melody?
I'm going to start our live share like we usually do. And let's see here. Oh no, my mouse is behaving slow.
Mouse?
Oh, why is it going slow? Connection lost. Not good. Not good. I should get a mouse that doesn't use batteries.
You can't charge it?
Or that isn't wireless. Oh no. Hello?
Hello?
Oh no.
Who did it?
I'm losing all my connect. now my headphones are gone. Something's wrong with the Bluetooth. One sec. Okay, mouse is reconnected. Come on, headphones, reconnect. All right. Okay, talk. Talk, Satch. Okay, cool. I can hear you. All right, we're back. All right, let me paste y'all the link. Here it is. So, Mitt, did you install VS Code or just watching today? All right. Let me know when you guys have joined the participation in our chat. I just pasted it in the chat for this thing. Sorry, I can post it in whichever chat you prefer. There you go. All right, Mitt's just gonna watch today. That's cool. So, all right, Rickles, are you in? Okay. 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 All right, Mitt's being lazy. Classic Mitt. Okay. All right. So I've been trying to do a few things to make it so that we can make some progress today. Specifically, I was doing things that not that fun to work on. So primarily worked on getting authentication working. So so if you can see my screen right now, hold on. Let me see where the stream is. Okay, so here is the game lobby. I'm gonna just deauthorize myself. So if you go to, so Satch, if you go to the localhost port 3000, you should get a sign-in page. Maybe share your screen. Let me see. I'm gonna put you in the stream. Yeah. Yeah. Click that. Let's see if it works. It does? No, it's fine. It's keep going. I just need to see that you can complete this. Yep. Yeah, proof that it logged in properly. Hey, talk for a sec. Uh-oh, your audio is not actually going out to the stream. Hold on, let me see what I did wrong here. Settings. Oh, I see. This should be this. This should be this. Say something again.
Testing.
All right, you're going out to the stream. Okay, cool.
Okay.
All right. Beautiful.
So that's me.
Okay.
That's wicked awesome. My name is Sachi. Code.
Yeah, we haven't gotten that far. So we got some stuff partially working last time. Just to recap. Yeah, no problem. Just to recap, we had we'd gotten so far as to make it so that you can type in a name under the host game part and click create game, and it would choose that name. So we're going to keep what we have. So the idea of logging in was that I can identify unique people across multiple games. But when you're playing a game, you might want to pick your own name or nickname. You know what I mean? So the idea here is like you'll pick a nickname and people won't know who you are. Like you won't be sharing your public information with people. You'll just share your nickname, and so people can play. So I thought what we could do today is quickly go over bits of the authentication and how things work, and then I can basically then we can continue making more of the lobby stuff. But before I do that, I made a bunch of changes to the game code. The homework that we're going to do is going to be related to lobby things. If that sounds good to you. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's bring this down here. So if you want to get to the game, you go to /game, and then you'll get this view.
Ooh, pretty.
Whoa, the moon.
Classic moon styles.
Yeah, classic moon. So I've been trying to make it so that we can do some stuff in React, so that we can use the React code to do our stuff. And I made some progress, but we're gonna put this on the. Let me spend some more time offline getting this to a place where we can work together on it, and then I'll show you guys the path we'll take going forwards. But in the meantime, before we do that, I did prepare a short little thing that we could do here. So last time when we had first originally started doing the game code for this, we had put some buttons down, and I got rid of those buttons in order to make some stuff. I thought we could make those buttons again, and I would show you how to make those buttons interact with the scene. So
Okay,
Satch, you're gonna drive a little bit because you're the one logged in. So I'm gonna make
darn
you
it.
do some stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So let's go to. So here is the game file game.jsx.
Oh wait, hold on. There's just okay.
Are you
I'm here.
are you able to follow me?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. So here's what we're gonna do. Let me first explain to you the state, and then I will point out how to what we want to do, and then I will have you write some code to do it. Okay?
Okay.
So take it out. Take a look at this. Here is moon.rotation.x, and this thing is causing the animation to work over on the right. So why don't you explain to I have this idea about how to make our stuff more engaging. So I'm going to ask some questions.
No man.
What do you think this line of code is doing?
I feel like it's the speed at which the moon is rotating.
Okay. And what do you suppose this x is doing?
X. Is that a variable and then 0.005 is what x means? Is this math?
It is some math, yes. So what this x is doing is it's saying if you had something in 3 dimensions, right? When you rotate, like there's basically going to be 3 different axes. There's the x-axis, there's the y-axis, and then there's the z-axis. So this is referring to the axis. And so when we say moon.rotation.x plus equals 0.005, every time this animation function runs, we're moving the moon along its x-axis. We're rotating the moon along its x-axis by 0.005. So, and what that translates to is this vertical rotation here. So in other words, the x-axis is this.
Wait, I thought x-axis was horizontal. Is that
Yes. Yes, but that's correct. So this is the horizontal
I
axis,
see.
and it's rotating
So it's
on
us.
it.
I see. That's cool.
So let's say we want to make it rotate along the y-axis. How do you think you would do that?
And the y? Switch the x to a y?
Yeah, do it.
Okay, I'm doing it right now. Y.
All right, save it.
Save.
And now
Looking at the stream.
and now it's
Oh, there it is.
Isn't that cool?
That is so awesome. Whoa. That's too awesome.
It's too awesome. All right.
Can you make it rotate on like diagonally?
You absolutely could. How would you do that?
Would you do X, Y? I'm not sure.
So
I don't know what the if there's a word for a letter for diagonal.
So to get it to go on a diagonal, you need to find a superposition of rotations. So in other words, you need to find the axis along which you want to rotate, and then translate that into rotations along the superposition of the x and y axis. So let me show you what I mean by that. So here is moon dot rotation. If you do x and y at the same time and save this, now it's rotating along a diagonal axis.
Oh, that is so cool.
Right?
Is this what you did for the program? Like for the astrology thing?
Yes. Sort of. A different technology, but similar. There's programs that let you do your animations, and you can set variables like this, and then it will cause things to move, to animate. Just so you know, all programs that let you animate operate along something like this, where you essentially say, I want to set some keyframes starting from here, ending here, and I want to animate in between the values for X or for Y or for whatever. And then that's how you get these rotations.
Really cool, man.
Yeah? Okay. I'm glad you think it's cool. All right, here's what we're going to do now. let's make a button, okay? And what the button will do is it will change the rotation from X to Y.
Okay.
This will be useful because eventually we're going to have a button, and these buttons allow you to choose what you want to do in the scene, and then the scene needs to react to it as part of the animation. So this is the simplest button we can make that has some sort of behavior, right? So I'm going to help you. We're going to put the
Yes.
button here. I've made this little section here called game buttons. This section for game buttons is where we can put some buttons, and when we click the buttons, we need to tell the game what to do. In this case here, we're gonna want a different kind of rotation. So I'm putting this back to the way it was. Okay. Now, what we're gonna do is add a button here. So add a new line. Right, you want to add the right where I put my cursor.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. Beautiful. So right there now, type one of these little less than signs, and then type capital B, and then button.
Oh. Oh, dang it.
Now push Control Space there,
Oh, space.
and then select the button from the React list there. I'll let you know if you get it right. I'm not able to see what you're doing. Oh, you don't have to actually. It's already imported at the top. You're good. Okay.
It's kind of auto scrolling. Are you scrolling and it's making me see that?
Oh, yeah, I think so. Sorry. I scrolled up to the top because I wanted to see that line 5 has, we've already imported the button there. So that's what we needed. So now, I'm going to help you out here. So we're going to say variant equals contained, I believe. Okay. And we're going to close it. And then the text that goes here where my cursor is what we want the button to say. So why don't you go there and just add toggle rotation.
Is that over here?
Where my cursor currently is.
Oh.
Don, can you send the link again as well?
To join the...
Yeah, to join the live share. I
Sure.
just had to restart.
Sure. I actually thought I pasted it to you, but I pasted the wrong thing.
Oh, maybe it's in the chat.
Nope. It's in the chat now. I sent the link thinking I was sending it to you, but I actually ended up sending it to Mitt.
What kind of rotation was it again?
Yeah, toggle rotation. You want it here though. So let me explain. You've made the mistake twice, so let me try and explain what's going on. When you have these tags, this one is an opening tag, and this one here is the closing tag associated with it, right? So here we have an opening button tag, and now we have the closing button tag. So anything you want associated with the button has to be inside the tag.
Oh.
Yeah, so we want, and in this particular case, the contents of the button is what you want to go inside the button. In our case, we want to say toggle rotation.
Can it be like this?
Yeah. All right.
A space in between?
Yep. This is whatever text you want, and it can be anything. It can be text. It can also be a picture, and then it will show a picture in the button. So click Save, or Command S, and now a button will appear. Toggle rotation.
Whoa. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's cool, huh?
Super
All right. Now we want this toggle rotation to do a thing, right? In our case, we want it to change what the animation function is doing. Okay. So that means we need some sort of thing that we can change via this button that the animation routine will respect when it's running. So I'm going to be changing some of this code later, but I still think it's really cool and instructive if I show you how to do this. So I'm going to scroll up here now that I know that my scrolling is moving your scrolls.
I know, right?
So we're just going to go right here. I've added a couple lines. Do you see where my cursor is? Oh no, my mouse died again. Oh man, this is not good. Oh no, my Bluetooth is gone too.
Everything's
Oh,
breaking.
I can't hear you. I can see that you're talking.
Oh,
Oh boy.
don't worry, Don.
1 sec.
Don't.
Oh, I'm back. But
Oh, I'll put that in this chat.
I can hear you. I think, oh, yeah. Why is the Bluetooth so, hold on. Microphone, Yeti. Say something, Satch. Okay, we've lost the audio to the stream. Say again.
Hello.
All right, you're back. Okay. This is twice now on the same thing. On the stream, this happened twice now. I lost my Bluetooth connection. Not good. I think, yes. Bluetooth, I guess, is just not. You know what? Next time, I will not use these wireless things. I will get some wired earbuds, wired headphones.
Wired earbuds.
I mean, that's what all the streamers do, right? They're all wearing
Those humongous headsets.
humongous. I should
You
do
should
that
get
too.
one with ears, like cat ears. All the cute streamers wear those.
Mitt has a question. I have a question. So I put this moon in, and I think to myself, oh, I want it to be animated by making it rotate in the x-axis.
The x-axis.
That's not a question. That's a statement. So what's the question, Mitt? What would be the next step to figure out how to do that? I see. That's a interesting and hard question that involves being able to visualize things in three-dimensional space. The cool thing about programming, though, is that you can just try things and see what it does. But the other thing is, if you can make something interactive and then do the interaction and then have the interaction tell you what that translates to in terms of code, then it's a lot easier to figure out what you want to do. So if you're making a game and you want to say, I want to flip this thing along some axis, you can just flip it and see what the translation looks like, and then use arguments to your rotation that match what you ended up doing. It's easier to understand what I'm saying if I had a CAD program open where I can actually do the things and you can see how the variables change. Maybe we can do that in another stream. The idea would be we use something like Blender to open up a scene and then transform the scene in some way. And then you'll see the variables change, and then you'll know what to apply to a rotation variable to make it do what you want. But anyway, in our case, most of the time things are simple. We can tell that this vertical rotation is not what we want for the card. We want a horizontal rotation. But before we go there, let's finish the interaction I was talking about. So Satch, on line 14, we're going to do a thing. So we're going to make a variable. So we do that. We say let, and then the variable that we're making will decide whether or not the moon is rotating along the x-axis or the y-axis. So we'll just say vertical equals
space.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, but sure. True. Okay. Semicolon. So what this is saying is we have a variable now called vertical, and we're just going to use that in an if statement. If vertical is true, then we'll have the thing rotate along the x-axis. If it's false, we'll have it rotated around the y-axis. So scrolling back down now, let's add this condition. So we're back to here, line 77. So add a new line there. Yeah, now type if, and then parentheses, and then we're going to say vertical. So if vertical is true, right, then we want to do what we have here. So put a curly brace, opening curly brace. Ooh, that was the wrong spot. Yeah, right there. Delete that that closing curly brace, because that needs to go here. Yeah, add a closing curly brace right there. Okay, now say else. Not there. Here. Open curly brace. And then new line. Here. Yeah. So now, so if we want vertical rotation, then we do this. Otherwise, if we're not doing vertical rotation, then we're doing some horizontal rotation. We need to do something different. So write the code that we want for horizontal rotation.
Plus equals. Save.
Okay. So far so good. It's not going to do anything yet. It is correctly rotating on the x-axis. To get it to rotate on the y-axis, you need to go back up here and change vertical to false. So try it. Change vertical to false. And then if you save it now, it's now rotating along the x-axis. How cool is that?
Super duper.
Super duper, yes. All right, now that we've got that bit working, what we're going to do is make the button change the value of vertical so that we can use the button to make it change the direction right from inside our game. Sound good?
From the button.
From the
Nice.
button.
Amazing.
So let's do that. So here's where you're going to do it, line 93. All right, space, and then say on, I believe it's on click. Does something show up to let you?
Yeah, capture, question mark,
Yeah, click on that.
click.
Yeah, just hit enter on that.
Enter.
Yeah, just press the enter. Yeah, okay, equals.
Equals.
And now I'm going to help you a little bit because you don't need to know what all this nonsense is. Okay.
I appreciate that.
So now what you're going to say is when this button is clicked, we need to change the value of vertical to its opposite value. Right? So if it's true, we want it to be equal to false. And if it's false, we want it to be equal to true. So I'm just going to do it for you because there's a very, very easy way to do it. But if you've never seen it before, it's not obvious why this is the case. So we'll just say vertical is equal to not vertical.
Oh man.
So
Coding
what?
is like philosophy and math.
Well, yes and no, but once you get accustomed to this sort of stuff relatively quickly. So here we go. So what does this mean? So not vertical means, so if vertical is false, then not false is true, right?
Okay.
And if vertical is true, then not true is false.
Right.
So when you click this button, we just say vertical is equal to not vertical. So whatever vertical was, it becomes the opposite. So this little bit of code does exactly what we want. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't you try it? Click on the toggle rotation, and then you'll see that it causes it to change direction.
Oh, I'm so gonna do that right now. Toggle. Oh, it worked. I like that it's also kind of slow, so it seems like it's really heavy.
Well, the moon is very heavy. It's
Exactly.
accurate. All right, so Mid had a question. But is there always an API or some type of dictionary that you can reference? He's
Oh, good.
talking about the rotation axes. Um, the answer to that is the answer is I think that if you get very accustomed to video games in general, you might get you might be able to like know along which axis you want to rotate. 3JS probably provides some tools that allow you to see where the X and Y and Z axis of a thing are. Look at this. Look at how this moon is rotating right now. It's rotating here along the X-axis. And then look at what happens when I click toggle rotation. It's not exactly turning horizontally like we expected it to when we originally loaded the file, right? And that's because when you rotate along the X-axis, the Y-axis is rotating, right? Let's say this is the X-axis. If you start with the Y-axis here, if you don't do any rotation, then things will rotate like this, right? But if you start rotating along the X-axis, the Y-axis rotates with the X-axis like this, right? And so at some point, the Y-axis was here. And so when you say rotate along the Y-axis, it's now rotating this way. Does that make sense?
Because it's still the sphere and it's moving with every move you make.
Yes, because I guess the clearest way to put it is the object's internal reference frame, right? I was trying to be more clear, but I'm being less clear. When this object is rotating, all of its different axes are rotating along with it. So this y-axis, so if this is the x-axis, the y-axis is like a thing going through the sphere. And when you rotate it, the y-axis itself rotates along the x-axis. And so when you say toggle rotation, it's now going to which y-axis it rotates around. Because the y-axis would have moved, causes it to rotate differently. See, now it's rotating this way in the clockwise direction. But anyway,
So it's kind of acting like an actual object. Wait, is it?
yes, you can say that. Now, anyway, it won't matter to us. I just thought it's interesting.
It is.
Okay.
Very intelligent.
So let's change gears here. I'm going to commit this code that we just finished writing because it was fun to write. You guys should have it for later. So I'm just going to commit this. We're just going to say...
I like how the moon's rotation stays constant with where you click it. So it doesn't like reset the animation to the beginning. It like holds the same animation, and then like if you click it enough times, it'll like it'll essentially be going in the diagonal. It's based on.
Yeah.
It's a pretty smart.
That's what I'm saying. It's moving like a real thing.
Because it remembers where it is.
It is. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why is that the case? What's up with that?
Well, I think it's because it's loaded. Like it's imported from somewhere, so like they kind of pre-programmed it already. At least
Yeah, there's actually a couple things here that doesn't quite make sense. If I rotate along the y-axis, then when it rotates along the x-axis again, it should not always be vertical. That's interesting. But anyway, I'm not a game programmer. I don't know why it rotates the way it does. Anyway.
Also, is this a mapping of the for real moon?
I think the texture is like a real texture of the moon.
Let's try that.
Anyway, let's switch gears. I wanted to work some more on the game lobby, and talk a little bit about how I did authentication. So I wrote some auth code. It's here. It's relatively complex, but you don't need to worry too much about it. What I want to share with you, there is a new folder called .secrets, and inside of .secrets we have some files necessary that enable you to interact with Google. I can't show them on stream because then people will be able to essentially take control of our project, so must avoid doing that. I will share them to you when we end the stream. But basically, you need to download these files and put them into a .secrets folder on your computers.
That's so awesome. That should be the name of a book. Dot secrets.
.secrets.
For coders and a hacking plot. Okay, how do we download it?
I'll do it off stream when I don't have to worry about what gets displayed.
Understood.
But here in this auth file, we have I wrote a few APIs. One is called login, and login is used by the login page. So when you click on the login button, you select your user from the Google users, and then what it does is it goes to Google, retrieves a token, and then takes the token and sends it to me on the server. And then I take the tokens on the server and I use it to validate the user, and then I go back to Google with the token and say, is this a valid token? And then Google comes back and says, yes, I just gave that to that user. They are who they say they are. I then create my own token and send it back to the user, and that user is now identified by me. And I wanted to show you guys how that works because it's kind of cool, but not too. It's let me show it to you. So after you log in, you end up with this thing in session storage .auth. This is where I'm storing the token, and you'll see a bunch of string here. So what I want, this is called a JSON web token, and it's kind of cool. If we go to jwt.io, we can decode this token. So we go here and we can paste this token, and then you'll see what the token contains. It contains this information. Payload. So I have an ID, I have an email, I have that my email is verified, I have my picture. So this information is stored in this encoded JSON web token. And I constructed this from the information that Google sent me. And that is what is used to identify you to me. Now, the cool thing is, it is not possible, or it is not easy. It's basically not possible for a hacker to try and invent this. Even though this information is here, if a hacker takes this payload and tries to make their own JSON web token and try to pretend to be someone else, I can tell that that I was not the one who constructed it, that they were the one who constructed it. And the reason I'm able to do that is because there's a signature associated with every payload that I make. That's also one of the secrets that we need to put into our app, right? So these secrets, basically, they make it so that other people can't pretend to be someone they're not. And that's important for our game. We don't want people to take other people's account and so on. Make sense? So you don't need to understand how any of this works. I just think it's really cool that it is possible to do these things.
It's just your own security.
Hmm?
It's just your own security.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It's
Mid
awesome.
thinks it's cool. It is cool. I think it's very cool.
Security system.
So let me show you a cool thing. So this is the payload, right? Just taking a look at this text, right? We see that it ends in a Q. Oh, I can't remember where the signature goes. Hold on. But let's go this. So we'll just refresh this page. And we'll come down here and paste this payload. Yeah. And so you can see now that there's this encoded payload. And remember, our version of the payload ended in a Q. This one ends in an E. So the reason why is because the one that ends in a Q was encoded with my secret, right? A secret that I generated. And this website does not know my secret. If I pasted my secret here, then it would be able to encode the token and provide a signature for the token that matches the one I provided. But without that secret, it's not possible to construct this payload in such a way that the signature of the payload matches the one that I made, right? So you can provide the data, but I can validate. Our app is able to validate whether or not we gave that person the token or someone else made the token. That's the key, right? So the user is providing the information. They are saying, I am Shad Sharma. My email is shadannon@gmail. But I'm able to tell whether or not I gave that person that token. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. So that's all I wanted to say about auth. After the stream ends, we can load up those secrets, because without it, you won't be able to start the server anymore. I do want you to be able to do things, because doing things is good, right?
So good.
Yeah, but let me show you a cool thing. So now that we're logged in and stuff, it is possible for us to look at. So there's a bunch of APIs that I made. Specifically, if you go to auth, we now have a login API. So /API/login is used to communicate the token that Google provides. And then there's another one called /me. And if you go to /me, API/me, and provide the appropriate token, then you'll get back information about you, specifically your picture and your other information, your email address and all that stuff. So this is what's used by our API to provide this picture in the doc, right? We go to API/me, and then we get back a token. We get back some information about this image and stuff. Next, let's talk about what we did last time. So I cleaned up this code, main.py, so that it would be easier for us to work with. I moved things that were not related to the main stuff out of here into other files. So auth is in its own file. And we had some stuff where we were getting started on like generating cards and stuff. We're not going to use this yet, so I moved it to another file. We can still access it and refer to it, but because right now we're working on the lobby, I just moved it away. And so now we have just our information about the game. So, refresher, last time we had gotten so far as to make it so that when you type in your name here and click create game, it calls the create game function, prints out the game codes, and returns one, and then shows you information. So we could test it out, shad, create game, and now we have game code SPNU. And if you look at our terminal down here, we see that first of all, the me address was hit, and I returned this JSON payload. And also the API game was hit, which returned the SPNU. And then we can see that in the console over here in the browser. So far, so good?
Yes.
Cool.
Game ID, game code.
Yes, indeed. Right. So the next thing to do now is after you create this game, we need to save the game so that other people can join it. Right?
Yeah.
Of course.
So let's do it. Now there's going to be a number of things that we have to do. Ultimately, we need to save the game into a database somewhere. But we won't do that today. Today, what we'll do is we'll store things into a game dictionary, or a game, basically something that holds all our games in Python, and we'll make it so that people can join the game. Yeah? And then from there, what we'll do is we'll make it so that in the game lobby, we can see who has joined the game. Sound good?
Yeah.
All
That's
right.
fun.
Okay, let's go. So in main.py, you could here's the thing that I've added: user equals blah 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 blah, print user. So this is the user token that we have validated. So a user cannot pretend to be someone they're not, right? This user that we're talking about here is very specifically our definition of the user, but we need to associate that user with their name, their nickname, because we don't want to expose to other people who are playing the game who this person actually is, right? We want to keep the person's Google information anonymous, or something. I don't know. We don't have to, actually. I just thought that when people come and play this game, they may not want their email address, and oh no,
Yeah. It
my
makes
mouse
sense that,
disconnected
like,
again.
oh no.
There's a good chance
makes
my
sense for,
earbuds
like,
will go away too. Sorry, go on,
That kind of
Satch.
thing makes sense for when you're joining strangers' lobbies, or like people you don't know.
Mm.
Better to keep it hidden away, like Among Us.
Indeed, like Among Us. Okay, my mouse reconnected. All right, we're good. Okay, so let's go. Yeah. So the first thing we need to do is when you create game, not only are we getting the actual user, we're also getting the nickname that the user provided, but that's not currently getting passed in. So we need to pull that out. So let's quickly look up how to do that. So we're going to just say fast API post example. Let's see here. Request body. Here we are. So this is the data that we can retrieve. Okay. Oh man, my mouse is dying again. Oh, this is terrible. Okay, so oops. You guys can still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I can't hear you anymore.
Oh no.
I think the stream can hear you though. This is so terrible.
Sorry, batteries.
One sec.
I don't think he can hear you, Rich. Remember?
Next time I'll restart my computer before all this stuff.
Batteries.
This
Turn
is an
Bluetooth on.
occupational hazard. I'll send it.
Okay. I think audio is back. Say something, Satch. Okay, it's not back for the viewers. One sec. Oh, but my mouse is still dead. Ugh. Man, the technical troubles
Real depressing.
can't handle this.
That's all you.
What about the sea?
Oh, that's good.
Okay, mouse is back. And
I don't want to bring my
just need my AirPods to reconnect.
looking for my laptop.
Okay, we're back there. Now I just need to get your audio, Satch. One sec. And say something, Satch.
It's cute, which is the most important.
All right, audio's back on the stream. I'm getting good at it. That's at least one
Let's
good
see
thing.
what Indigo has.
All right, ready?
Indigo.
Okay, ready? Are you guys able to hear me? Oh. Ready?
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, there we
Can
go.
you hear us?
Yeah, now I can hear you. I had myself on mute. It happened by accident. Anyway, okay. So you see my the tutorial over here on that's on the stream, I guess. So what we need to do is make a model for the nickname. So let me get you going with this. I will just do parts of it for you, and then paste it into the thing, and then I will let you do. Okay, so I'm copying the code from the internets. That will enable us to do what we want to do. I'll move these pieces around to the appropriate spots in the code. Okay, so let's talk real fast what's happening. So we have item, and this item is basically, it's a model for the data that we're sending back from the poker game, okay? So if we go to the lobby, you can see that when you click on create game, it calls the create game function, which posts a message to API/game. Oh, and it's not currently passing. It's not currently passing the user, the nickname. So we got to fix that. So let's fix that first, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So first thing we do is we need to actually save the username, okay? The user's nickname. So right where my cursor is, add a new line. Who's driving now?
I drive.
Okay, Rickles.
Private Rickle.
So add a new line there. And yep, we're just going to say, so we're doing the same thing as what we have right above on line 6, but instead of game code, this is going to be nickname.
Nickname.
Yeah, keep going.
Oops.
Oh, yeah.
Set. Nick.
Yep. So Mitt, to answer your question, that's a good question. I should explain myself how I get things. So lines 12 through 17 is where we call the API, the backend API for game. This is where we basically say, okay, I'm calling the game API to create a game. And you can see what I'm passing. I'm passing that this method is post, and I'm passing my access token, the one that we have been talking about, the cool JSON web token thing. And as you can see here, we are not passing any data back to the user, back to the API. It's completely missing. So that's how I knew. But we're gonna do it now. So now where my mouse is, Rickles, we're gonna add a new line.
Cool.
And, yep, and you're gonna just say body.
Body.
Yep, colon, and then type capital JSON.
Oh.
Yep, dot Do you see serialize? Does it show up?
No, it doesn't come out. No, it doesn't come up.
It doesn't come up? Hold on, let me try and do it. Siri. Oh, it's not showing up. Oh, stringify. Sorry, stringify, not serialize.
It doesn't come automatically, but it's...
Sorry, you have the comma in the wrong spot? Try now.
String... Oh, there it is. Yeah.
All right, stringify. Okay, open parentheses.
Okay.
Yeah. Now pass in curly brace. Yep. And then say quotes, and then say nickname, and then go after the end of the quote, and then do colon, and now nickname without quotes. Yeah, so this should be a regular colon. There we go. And then we'll just add a comma here. So that's mostly what we need. There's one more thing. Right here. So I've done this before, so I'm just going to copy bits of this code. So we need the content type to be JSON. So we'll just copy that guy and paste him. Uh-oh, my mouse is behaving funny. We need to paste this into the headers. Like this. And to make them... How's that look? Good? Do you understand so far what's up?
So right now we are, instead of trying to pass the game code, we're finding a way to pass it through the username or the set nickname.
Yeah, so let me clarify here. So here, this part here is sending the nickname along with the access token to the server. And the server is responding with the game code. Right? So here, this piece here, all of this code is sending the nickname across. And this bit of code here is also sending the authorization token. We want the authorization token because we want to make sure the user is allowed to do this operation. We don't want just anybody to be able to create a game code whenever they want, right? We're trying to I am trying to make our app secure from the beginning by ensuring that you're generally not allowed to do whatever you want. Right now, of course, things are not going to be very secure, but we're building it as we go, right? Bless you. So does that make sense? So we send the nickname, we send the authorization code, and then I will show you actually how we verify that the authorization code is real, okay, in just a sec. Then when the server gets this information, it responds with the game code. Right now, it doesn't have the nickname because we didn't write that last time, but we're going to write it this time, yeah? So let's save it.
Save.
Cool, that's saved. Next, let's go to main. So now we need to access the nickname, right? So line 29. So this is the model of the data coming back. So let me show you how to do this. Change this to create, create game.
All one word.
That looks perfect. And then here, this is going to be the nickname. So change that to nickname. Perfect. And we don't have any other data coming back. We only have, the user only provides the nickname. So we can get rid of this. Next, we go to create game. And what we're getting back here is a create game. So type in create game.
under instead of user.
Like before, just in addition to right before user, type create game right there. Yeah, colon, and then create game again,
Oh,
and then comma. Okay, so let me fix it slightly. So this is supposed to be a small c, create game.
oh right.
Okay,
Campbell.
so
this one.
no, that one is capital C. Yeah. So
Oh,
let me
wait,
explain.
sorry. Yeah, go on, go on.
Yeah, so what we've done here is we're making a variable called create game, and we're just telling Python that this create game has type create game. So this is the variable itself, and this is the type. Make sense? And we'll double check that this works now. We'll go here and we'll say print create game. Create game. Also, this should be create underscore game. But it can't be that because we have a function named create game. So we should call this something else. Let's call this
Post, maybe.
let's call it nickname. Because that's what we're passing in here. Nickname.
Nickname.
The only problem is that nickname will now be a thing that contains a thing called nickname. So nickname.nickname. But that's okay. Let's just do this. Print nickname. Save. Let's test it out. So we'll go to poker. Let's see if all of this stuff now works together. So we'll say shad. So if everything works, let's not use shad. Let's use fuzzer because that's my nickname. So what this should do is it should print my user ID, my user information. So that'll be my ID, my email, all this other stuff. But it'll also print my nickname. That's terrible done.
Nickname.
Okay, so that didn't work. Why didn't that work? Post to game, unprocessable entity. Ooh.
So this
Nick.
is array there.
It doesn't like my naming conventions. Nickname. We'll fix it. Don't worry. It doesn't have to stay this way. Let's see. So, unprocessable entity.
So it shows a detail on it there. Does that mean anything in terms of the error in the web page console?
Yeah, I think we just didn't save. Let's try again. Create game. Oh no, there's still a problem. Hold on. Let me see. I have other code that does things. So let's just take a look at other code. So auth, for example, has a login page where we do all this stuff. So we have auth, and auth is of type auth, which takes a object called code. Okay. And then main. Unprocessable entity. I wonder what it's talking about here. Hold on, let's try fuzzer. Oh. Wait. Hold on, let me put this thing side by side. It'll be easier to understand what I'm doing. Hold on a sec. Let's just change this to Nick for a sec.
Nick Nam.
And then this is still not working. Oh no, my mouse again. Oh, my mouse again. This is so painful. Okay, it came back though. What? Why is this thing not happy? I wonder if it has something to do with the fact that I'm combining. Let's see if this has... Let's cut this out. Comment this. Fuzzer. Create. Okay, no, it's not that. You can put that back. All right, let's Google search 422 unprocessable fast API. Okay. Oh, wait. I changed this to Nick. Lobby. Nick. Needs to be the nickname. Poker. Huh. Is there a way to... I think I...
Uber is nice.
Yeah. I have to reopen things.
I think...
Computers si fácil like.
Interesting.
Like,
Your computer needs a reset.
yeah.
Okay, running out of ideas, and we're over time anyway. So let's figure this out later.
Reader.
Or Nick.
It's
Why
weird.
is he the one with the nickname?
I'm sure it's something silly.
Is it anything to do with...
So
Like, there doesn't have to happen to be a command that's called Nick or something, right?
it shouldn't be, but we can try just regular Nick. Shouldn't make a difference. Yeah, it does not. One sec. So this is how you typically do this. Base. Okay. Let's try something out. Let's go to localhost port 8000 and go to the docs. If we go to the docs, we can see that we have game. It takes Nick, which is a string. Try it out. The nickname is Fuzzer. Execute. 403 forbidden. That's what we expect. Let me remove this. And run it again. Execute. Oh, it works here. Okay. Interesting.
So is it an issue with the payload now?
Yes, you are right. So the problem, that is correct. So we know that it works from here, which means, as you said, the problem must not be with the way we built it here. Oopsies. It must be with our implementation on the JavaScript side. So let's head back to the JavaScript side. Something is wrong here.
Oh, maybe we don't have one for nickname. Oh, wait, we do. I see it.
Maybe
that's
this-
the stringify one.
Does that have to? Oh, it keeps removing it. I see. JSON stringify. Hold on. Let's see what this is doing.
Oh, yeah.
Let's make sure that this is correctly JSON stringifying. Create. Ooh, it's wrong. This is wrong. Interesting, huh?
Okay.
Okay, so the stringify is not doing what I want it to do. Why is that? If I log this, what happens? Create game. Oh, nickname is undefined. Oh, I see. This is why it's broken. Okay, I figured out the problem. Did you figure out the problem?
Is it saying that we don't have a command for nickname?
Yeah. So there's no value for nickname, and that's because we're not populating it. Let's put everything back. We can have nickname again. Nickname. Let's keep nickname everything. Okay. Everything's put back to the way it was. Okay. Let's head back now to here. We need to correctly stringify nickname. Now, the reason why there's no nickname is because we never called set nickname. We need to set the nickname based on the text field here. So I believe you need a
Does it matter
value.
that the first set nickname isn't let's say set and then lowercase n name over here?
Say again?
Does it matter that this is the nomenclature, the way this is named? It's not like this, like it's camels. So this.
It doesn't, like, the problem we're having right now, it doesn't matter, but it is nice to have it the way you just did it. Yes. Let's keep it this way. Set nickname.
Okay.
Okay. So what we need to do is first we need to bind the text field. So we need to say the value here is equal to nickname. Okay. And then when you come in here, oh, I'm not supposed to be able to edit this. Hold on, refresh. Wait, why am I able to change this? Hold on. Wait, how do I do this again? I'm so bad at React sometimes. Okay, so we need this to be text field. React. So this is basics of React that I'm pulling up right now. React text field. Example. Go. Ugh. What? Okay, so here's an example where you grab a value, and then here's where you set the value, text field, value, and then you have an on change. So we just need this on change thing. Let's put it up here. And then handle change And we're going to say set nickname to the event target value. Down here, we need to say value is nickname on change equals. You pass it the function. And then save that. Poker. Uh-oh. What happened? Oh, it was undefined to begin with. So we need to make this a default value of this. Save. Refresh this page. Let's try again. All right, I believe it's working. Shall we try it? Moment of truth, you guys. Let's try again. Ready?
Ready.
Go.
Ready.
Ta-da. Works.
Wait, I'm watching the stream. It works.
It walks.
So here's our nickname. Here's our nickname, and here's the user information associated with the nickname. Looks good?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Code. Ready.
So the next thing to do here is, now that we have this bits of code working, is we need to we need to now, when the user gets, when the create game happens, we need to save it to a variable where we can keep track of it. Yeah. So let's spend 5 more minutes. Yeah.
Yes.
So that we can persist the game information. Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's how you do it. We are just going to say, we're just going to have a little section here where we'll say games equals dictionary. Okay? So this is essentially our database of games. Okay? And inside this, what we want is to store each of the games that get created and who is playing in the game. You get me?
Yeah.
Okay. So who wants to drive for a sec?
I can do it.
Yeah? Okay. Let's go right here. So what we're going to say is the game ID is what we want to store, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And inside that game ID, we want to put, we want to add the users that are members of that game, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so here's how you do it. Put a new line there. And you're going to say games. And then I'll write a bit of this code for you. Square brackets. So games is a dictionary. Think of it like an actual dictionary where you have words that you look up and their definition. Okay? In our example, we are in our dictionary, we're storing the game ID, right? Or maybe the game code actually might make more sense. And inside the game code, we're going to put the associated game ID and all the players that are currently playing that game. Right? So the definition is, in other words, of this game code is that information. So we're just going to say games of the game code.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Like this.
Mm-hmm.
So game code is like that for like JSBE, for example. And inside of it, we want to make a new dictionary. This is very similar to what we did on line 30. We're just creating another dictionary here. So now for that game code, we want to associate the game ID. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So the way we do that is like this. So now that this is a dictionary, we're going to just say games of game code of game ID is equal to the game ID. Okay? So this creates, oh, that's actually not how we want this to work. We only want, well, actually, no, this is what we want. No, sorry, I'm wrong. This is correct. Okay?
Okay.
Next, we want to add a user, the set of players that are going to be in this game. Yeah? So we say games of game code, and then players, right, is equal to a new array. And inside this array, we want to put the user and their nickname, right?
Yeah.
So we'll just have yet another dictionary. This might not be the way to do it. The way to do it would be we need to. You know what? We should think about this a bit more. Let's come back to this. Let's do this at the next one. I think we're starting to make some progress here, but I think I'm trying to move too fast, and I think it makes more sense for us to stop, and then we can try more next time. This will be the next thing we do.
Are we supposed to think on the dictionaries? And if so, how to want to do that?
Yes, we can think about that. In fact, that might be a worthwhile thing to do for next time. So let me show you what I'm trying to do, okay? We are essentially keeping track of all our games, okay? So our games is going to be an association of people and which games they're in. But we also need to keep track of the nicknames of people, and we also need to keep track of other things, right? So here's an idea. What we can say is a game consists of the game ID. So for example, some crazy string like this one, right? This is the game ID. So we have games. It's a game ID associated with another dictionary. And inside this dictionary, we have we have a bunch of different associations. So we might have like players, and that might be a list. And the players are probably things like the user's ID, like this. Or it could be their email address or something. It should be something anonymous, though, so I'm thinking it should be this number. We'll have to see. But anyway, what we need to do is essentially construct a game so the backend knows about the games, and then we can communicate to the front end who is a member of each game. So let's think about it like this. You have a set of games. We need to make it so that the user types in something like this, and then we're able to know which game this is associated with. Right? So in other words, we need a mapping between these game codes and the game IDs. So let's put that down as things we need, yeah? Things we need. A mapping between the game code and the game ID, right?
Yeah.
We need which players are participating in a given game. We need any other what else do we need?
Okay. Can you think of anything? Include anything.
We need a mapping between the
We're not tracking like game knowledge yet, right? It's just the logic behind making
Yeah.
the game work.
We're just doing the lobby. So the difference between the lobby and the main game is that we don't need a game code anymore once the game starts. Okay.
Yeah, and we're also not thinking about like public games or anything like that. It's all private.
What did you say?
Public, like we're not thinking about public lobbies or anything like that.
Oh, I imagine the lobby to be public. Anybody can come to the lobby.
Yeah, like so, like I mean, I think this is probably maybe even again for something later, but like a database of all the open game lobbies that don't have or are full or not full.
Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah. We'll do that later. Right now we're just going to focus on like you need a game code to join a given game. Yeah. So we need a so for now we're just going to like you type in this thing and that essentially lets you join a given game via the game code via the game ID, right? So we need a mapping between the game code and the game ID to let you do that. We also need a mapping between the player's nickname and their real name and their user ID.
Yeah.
Right? So the user ID is how we identify them in the game, in the back end of the game. But the user's nickname is how we identify them to other players playing the game.
Right.
So what we need now is essentially a set of data structures that will let us keep track of this information. Okay? So I'm guessing we should maybe actually have separate variables for each of them. Originally, I was trying to put them all into one thing called games, but let's do them as separate things. So homework is for you guys to try and define these mappings. Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's save this and make sure things still work. Fuzzer. Cool. Works. We just keep creating games every time. All right. So I'm going to end the stream here. And then you guys should stick around so that I can help you add secrets.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, bye, internets.